It was only a matter of time before I had to make a cooking video, and what better way to start off than the first recipe I ever cooked without burning the house down. Now this video actually works out because this year happens to be Disney's centennial. So let's give some quick background. Chili was one of Walt's favorite foods. He used to keep it in his office kitchen and would bring it around with him when he traveled. Some of the cans that he used to bring were Hormel chili, and I have no idea how to say that, Eagle. Now, I don't know where you can buy the Eagle chili, but I do know they still sell Hormel, so...
And that's literally all you have to do. That's it. Video over.
Okay, I got my bad joke of the video out the way. But in all seriousness, here's the real stuff. Now, the recipe links I use will be in the script below. But basically, it's a mix of the recipes that that Walt used to use at home and the one that they use for the Disney parks and resorts. So they all basically have the same ingredients. They're just different measurements some of the time. So without any further ado, to the kitchen. I forgot about the chair. So just as a heads up, this is gonna be a bit different because I'm using two cameras. I got my tablet and my phone that I'm gonna be recording with, so I don't really know how much of a nightmare editing's gonna be. But also, I know that the recipe technically calls for plum tomatoes, but I'm using diced because that's all we had. But it shouldn't change much, it'll still be basically the same. But to start off, we have our ingredients. Now, of course, we have the spices, the vegetables, the oils, the meats, and the bouillon, which I think that's how you say it, but I just call it beef base because that's what they call it, is beef base. But yeah, so that's basically it. So let's get started. Now, of course, we have the 4 cloves of garlic, which is, of course, minced. And you might be wondering why there's actually technically 5 cloves. That's mainly because me and my family like garlic, and this one's just you know. So I have garlic breath throughout this whole thing. So have fun imagining that. Voiceover time. So I actually forgot to speak during most of these clips and give instructions, so, you know, I have to do this. Also, I know I'm cutting wrong. It's not the right way to cut, but, you know, I'm doing this for fun, so. And at the same time, you've obviously noticed that I've sped up some of these clips, mainly for the obvious reasons of time. I mean, if you ever saw any of the vlog tunes that I posted, I hate the fact that they're so long. That's one fact that I keep writing on, and I don't want you guys to wait a full feature-length movie just to figure out how to make some chili. So I sped up the clips, and anyway, enough yakking, back to the actual cooking. So, as an added benefit, I also left in some of the cooking ASMR from the sped up footage, so please enjoy that. And at the same time, as you can see, I'm cutting onions, and fun fact, I don't cry when I cut onions. I have no idea why. I obviously don't touch my face afterwards, but I don't know why. You know, just whenever, no matter what type of onion or how juicy the onion is, I cut onions and I just don't cry. It's weird. By the way, for those of you who don't believe me when I say I don't cry when I cut onions, here are my eyes. Notice, tearless, not red. Onions don't make me cry. Now, of course, it's time to cook, so first thing you do is put the 1/4 cup of olive oil in the pot or the pan, whichever you're using. And right after that, right after it gets heated, you dump in the vegetables, which are just the onions and the peppers, and then you cook that for a little bit before doing anything else. Also, as a quick side note, in terms of timing, I'm sorry I couldn't give you guys like actual times or like actual temperatures too. It's just I know what I go by the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it smells, so I don't really have any definitive you should put this in for this long or you should put it on this temperature. Just whatever you feel comfortable with and whenever you know, just do it like that. So I am sorry I couldn't be more specific about those types of things. Okay, so I'm kind of giving you guys a bit of a bird's eye view. I apologize for the noise of the fan. It's just so that, you know, things don't start smoking. But basically now all the vegetables, as I always call them, are cooked, and so it's time to add the meat. Okay, like I said, it's time to get the meat, the half pound of ground beef that you got, and I know I can break it up with a spoon, but I decided to have some fun and break it up with my bare hands. I do break it up with the spoon in a little bit, or as you should see right now. But yeah, then you're just gonna leave the meat in there a little bit, and then as I get the spices off camera, we're gonna start dumping them in so that all the flavors can mix together immediately. So, I got the measuring spoons and the spices, and so now it's time to flavor. Also, if you happen to see me struggling in some of these shots, it's because I didn't know that my mom had given me some new spices, so when I opened them I got the surprise of having the paper block on them, so I had to take them off. Now, there's no specific order to add the spices. You could put them in all willy-nilly, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going in the order that I've listed them. But also, I forgot to mention before that all the ingredients and their measurements are in the script below. It's all listed right next to the references, so I find it easier to put them in the description because I could put them in the video, it's no problem, but you know, it just takes some time away for you to pause the video or take a screenshot of it. So rather than have that happen, you know, make it easier, just put it down in the script. If you need to, if you want to print it out, you know, you could screenshot that or copy and paste it in somewhere else and print it out, but whatever. So that's where it is. Look in the description for the ingredients and the measurements for those ingredients too. And also, I forgot to put in the beef base, so that is what I'm doing now. So, once all the spices are mixed into the meat and it smells real nice, time to add the tomato products. So first off, you gotta add in the tomato paste, and then once it's in there, you know, mix it around, get it in a little good, and then start adding in the plum tomatoes. Like I mentioned before, we only had diced, so I'm using diced, but it should be the same. And then I actually forgot to add in the salt, so I had to throw it in right there. But after that, after you add the tomatoes and you mix it in and the tomato paste and all that, you can add in the 1.5 cup of water. And I only put half a cup. But if you, depending on how you like your chili, if you like it wet or you like it dry, use the lid. If you put the lid on, it'll keep the moisture in and it'll get wet. But if you take the lid off, it'll dry out. So use that as you will. And then of course, don't forget about the pinto beans. So once you got all that mixed in nice and well, throw in the beans and start mixing in the beans, getting them coated and everything, and just keep cooking it like that for now. So one thing that Walt liked when it came to his chili was he didn't like too much meat and he didn't like too much beans. He liked it nice and even. He liked an equal amount of meat and equal amount of beans. He also didn't like it too much like soup. So as you saw, I put in half a cup of water. It's supposed to be 1.5 cups, but I just put in the half cup. If you like it wet, then as I mentioned before, take the lid, put the lid on it, and you know, let the moisture come in. Or if you want to dry it out more, keep the lid off, and then you know, it'll get dry. But according to this, I think this is pretty good already. Like I said, it smells good. The taste test that I had from the spoon smells good. So yeah, I think this is basically done. Of course, make sure you clean anything that you use, especially if you're just waiting for it to, you know, heat up a little bit or just keep it warm. just do the dishes. Well, time to eat. And if you happen to have some V8 or some Jell-O, you can have a complete Walt lunch. All set? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and your food. We're gonna go stuff our faces right now, so we'll catch you later. See ya.